Welcome to a movie entitled Exploring the Sample Database. And I'm going to take a look at actually each of the databases that we've loaded. But I want you to see some of the minor differences, and I want to show you a little thing that you can use to get to know your databases a little bit. What I've done here, notice on AdventureWorks 2012, if we come in here, and by the way, I just went into Management Studio, right, and we attached our databases. There's AdventureWorks 2012 and AdventureWorks DW 2012. And so if I expand this and then expand the tables folder there, and I'm going to drag this out so you can see it a little better. Notice these are all the tables that we have out there, and there's somewhere around 60 tables. Now this is our OLTP production database. This is where data all goes. Notice here's the human resources table, and I'll select the top 1,000 rows there and just kind of let you see into the data. And so this is where everything is collected on a daily basis. This is our line of business database, right? And so you can see here that we've got ID numbers, login IDs, job titles, birth dates, marital status, gender, hire dates, just all kinds of things, or sick leave hours, vacation hours, and all sorts of things here. Notice we got a row global unique identifier here. So anyway, that's the AdventureWorks database. That's our OLTP. So I will shrink that or collapse that. And then, let me close this so we don't get confused. Let's take a look at the data warehouse that's out there. And if I expand the tables in the data warehouse, okay, notice right here, if I just expand this table, you'll notice that there's considerably fewer tables. There's only about maybe 30 of these. But notice each one of them, there's a log table here. But most of them start with dim for dimension. And then you have a few that are fact tables. And then we have a prospective buyer. Now, another way that you can get to know your databases a little bit is by using database diagrams. And so I'm going to open both of our databases here. And under database diagrams, you'll notice I've already created a diagram. If I double click it, you will see this is what that OLTP database looks like. Let me get us a little more room here again. And so this is the diagram. Now I could zoom in on this. Let me just show you. If I were to go up here and say zoom in to 75%, you can see that within that structure I can see column names, and I can do all sorts of things here. I won't bore you with all that for now. That's what the OLTP database looks like. Notice all the relationships, all the tables, a lot of normalization going on here. But if I go to my diagram for the AdventureWorks DW database, then you'll notice that this is the diagram that shows everything. And let me set this to fit. And you'll notice that we have a pretty clear looking star schema right here, but we're connecting to another fact, and really we're kind of dropping off into snowflakes in a lot of places here. Here's a pretty interesting looking star schema, but you see it's a hybrid of those two. But you can see how much less complex this particular database is, and if we zoom in on this one, you can see what's going on here, right? We've got fact table and we've got dimension tables connecting to that, okay? And then we're sharing some facts, and we're kind of doing the snowflake thing here. Now, I want to show you real quickly, just in case you haven't seen this functionality, I can create a database diagram by going into a database, right-clicking database diagrams and saying new database diagram, and then just double-clicking on the tables that I'd like to see out there. And if I get enough of these that are related, and I'll just stop there, okay, and close, and then I'll just come up here and tell this thing to set it to fit based on what I just chose. Notice I got that many of them, and these two are related. Okay, if I'd have kept dropping them, I would see them, and I can actually work with my database out here. But as you can see, there's two totally different structures, and we're going to talk about how you get from this structure right here down to this database structure right here for a data warehouse and the advantages of that. So that's your sample databases. Make sure that yours are in there. Make sure they look that way, and then we will dive into this in just a few minutes. What we're going to do next is I want to talk about downloading books online, a little bit more documentation help for you, and then we will jump into some data warehouse basics.